Hi, I'm Phil from Inspiration Marine. We're here at Hamble Point Marina and I'm sat on our 360 demonstrator, Hanse 360, 2025 model, winner of the 2025 European Yacht of the Year. I might mention that again later in the video, so please excuse me. But it is a huge accolade and you'll find that anybody who wins it will bang on about it endlessly. So we received this boat in the autumn to go to Southampton Boat Show. She's here with us ashore at Hamble Point Marina and she's now ready for sale. So anybody who's looking for the European Yacht of the Year 2025 to sail this year, 2025, we can deliver it in a matter of weeks from order, and you can be on the water for the start of the season. So I'm going to unclip the camera and give you a tour around, talk through the upgrades this boat's got, which it has plenty of. We get to order demonstrator boats really well with the factory, so we tend to pile on the upgrades, which are really nice for people when they come to own it. And also we get some great terms from the factory on demonstrators, hence we can pass on a really good deal when it comes to sell them. So let's have a look around. So the first thing to show you is the cockpit area. So she's got the performance pack. Performance pack means composite wheels. They come in black or white. This one's got the black ones. You also get the main element of the performance pack is tri-radial cruising performance sails. What that means in real terms is that the boat sails better. It sails more upright because the sails don't distort when the wind hits and the boat heels over less. It points better. They last a bit longer. They look really cool because they're grey. Just generally a better sail and a better sailing experience. The cockpit floor, helm seats, cockpit benches and bathing platform are covered in flexi-teak. This is a colour called Scrubbed with the black stripes. Nicest thing about this is, unlike teak, you can power wash it and therefore it's going to be really easy to look after. It's got the navigation pack and we opted to upgrade to the 12-inch chart plotter here in the back of the cockpit table. So what you've got in terms of nav gear is Raymarine 12-inch Axiom Pro, which is the version with the buttons, which makes the touchscreen side of things better to use in the middle of the table. We've got two of the I-70 displays, so they show anything from speed, depth, wind, course to steer, that side of things. She's got a retractable bow thruster there on starboard. The VHF cockpit speaker is down there, and then over on the port side we've got the second I-70 and the autopilot control. The pilot drive itself is sat under the floor here, so that drives directly to the rudder stock. So from a safety point of view, if you had any issue with the chain and cable steering system, even if it entirely broke, the autopilot will still drive directly to the rudder. So the two helm seats fold up. That bit pops in there and you can lock it. You have two really good cockpit lockers under the floor here. Under that bit of boxing is the heating unit. That's a 4 kilowatt Everspasher which is ducted throughout the boat, but as you can see you've got really good storage in there as well. That side is the same but without the heater unit, so actually more storage space. This cockpit table is an upgrade as well. So the standard table is two individual stainless steel hoops with a teak leaf that folds up towards each outside. This table is generally preferred. It's got two really good handrails. It's got huge teak leaves that pop up either side, so really no trouble sitting 6 people around it. It's got a neat little storage space in here for bottles and hats and gloves and things like that. And then the pièce de résistance is it has a fridge at the front end, so even if you're not using that, it's a great place to keep cold drinks already cold because it's an insulated box. So a lot of people consider the power usage when there's a handful of fridges on a boat, but of course you've got to remember that they're insulated, so if you put cold stuff in there, even if it isn't turned on, it's going to stay cool. This is the 2 cabin version, so you have a huge cockpit locker here on the port side, Trying to give you a bit of perspective, there's 6 big fenders in there, the jib, all the cockpit cushions, a dehumidifier, some additional lines. I'll show you the other side, but it's a big space, so you're not going to run out of space to store stuff. And the opening's about 1 metre, so there's every chance of getting paddle boards and folding bikes and things in there as well. As with most of the Hanse models, everything for the main and jib are led back to the winches at each helm, and the 360 has really neat rope bags here at the back, so everything that you need to do you can reach from the wheel. So you can reach the jammers, you can reach the aft winches, to which do everything for the main and jib. This particular boat's got the extra Genoa winches as well, or Jenica winches. So we have ordered something called an Elstrom code permanent hoist for this boat, which is a little bit like a Code Zero, but designed to be able to leave it up on the forestay whenever you're kind of with the boat, and that'll give some really nice kind of light wind performance as well. Okay, we'll head up the side. So nice dark grey spray hood, dark grey lazy bag. This boat has the side gate upgrade, so accessing from the pontoon is much easier. It's got the additional Genoa tracks as well, so should you want to sheet the self-tacking jib as an overlapper or run an overlapping jib, it has the provision for it. It's not something that we usually spec, to be perfectly honest with you, because the self-tacker works so well, but when it's a demonstrator we'd rather be able to show people at a boat show what the options are, hence the spec is so high. Some of the other functions of the performance pack are that you get upgraded Dyneema halyards for the main and the jib, which is really nice, because if you're going to buy nice sails they really need to stay where you put them. We've got electric anchor winch in here, that's a kilowatt winch and 30 meters of chain, and a nice deep locker, that's all the 30 meters down there. So again, with a nice steep drop there, there's every chance that isn't going to bunch up underneath the winch. It's also got the additional midships mooring cleats which come in the cruising pack. Nothing particularly additional here, but it's worth pointing out how much ventilation this boat's got. So this would be in the second aft cabin if this boat had got one. So in the starboard aft cabin, which is the guest cabin, it's got this opening here, it's got this opening here. So it's really important that you have the through flow of the air. You've also got another opening one there above the galley, and another one opening here above the heads. Really nice handrails as you go down. Again inside, and whether you can make it out on the camera or not, it's a really shallow access down below, which just makes getting in and out of the boat really easy. And because this slides all the way forwards, you don't have to do a limbo or go backwards as you come down. So now we're inside. We've got the upgraded oak interior, which is this nice light woodwork, and the doors and the table, and then the upgraded teak and holly striped floor as well. I've deliberately got these floorboards open here because some of the things that are particularly important on boats are often the things that you can't see at all, and Hanse do the structural side of things better than almost any other boat builder out there, certainly better than all the production series built boats. So this thing here is a huge structural subframe, so that extends all the way to the main bulkhead at the front of the owner's cabin, and all the way back to the aft cabins, and full beam at waterline height as well. And then importantly, here in the middle of the boat where the keel is, the structure gets tighter and therefore even more rigid. And these plates, these steel plates that you can see here, they're 20 mil thick, bonded down on an epoxy bed. So the keel bolts go up through the hull, through the subframe, through those 20 mil steel plates, and therefore spread the load incredibly well throughout the structure of the boat. A lot of keel bolts that you'll just see little square washers underneath them or that kind of thing. Rarely anything as impressive as these big steel plates. So we'll head up front. So this is the 2 cabin 2 heads version. So that, sorry, 2 cabin 1 heads version. So that means you've got a great big kind of semi-island bed here in the forward cabin, and this is incredibly unusual for a 36-footer, and it is a 36-footer, but 2 meters and 5 long, at least as wide as a typical double bed in a house. Plenty of standing room here, really good wardrobe that side, LED lights, reading lights up there, electrical socket there and there. Each of the reading lights have also got USB sockets in them. Again, loads of ventilation, 3 full opening hatches there. Really, really nice. Then you come back into the saloon. Again, this boat's got another upgrade, which is this saloon table. The standard table, this leaf on the starboard, on the port side as I look at it, is fixed and therefore doesn't fold down. On this particular boat, both of these leaves fold down, and therefore this side of the saloon here pulls out. There's an additional cushion that goes on there and turns that into another double bed. On the starboard side, you've got a 2-seater sofa and then the chart table that you sit at facing aft. You've got a handheld VHF that goes out into the cockpit with you. You've got a remote for your autopilot. You've got the fixed VHF. You've got a 230-volt socket with your shore power and water heater. And then you've also got your 12-volt display there. Again, more reading lights. These can be switched to either red or white. And the trim level's fab. It's not an upgrade, it's just a really nice trim level. You've got the padding in here. The finish is great. These opening windows all open outwards, so whether it's raining or not, you can have these open and get a really good airflow through the boat. With the 2 cabin layout, and by 2 cab I mean 1 at the front, 1 at the back, not a second, not a third cabin, you get a really big galley. I know it's distorted slightly with the GoPro, but this entire block here is extra. Again, from a demonstration point of view, in order to kind of illustrate the options available, we put the extra fridge in here. So you've got a bit of storage underneath, nice big drawer above it. Big drawer fridge. Freezer unit in there as well to keep the magnums nice and cold. And again, whether you're conserving power or you're there thinking, let's have everything chilled, it's a great storage cupboard, so it doesn't need to be turned on. And because of the, as I said, with the cockpit fridge, it's insulated. It's going to keep things cooler than a normal cupboard. You've got your 2-burner hob with oven, storage drawers, high-level cupboards, tons of work surface. Your standard fridge, which is 130 odd litres, so this is the top loader with the front door down here. Another drawer here, sink and a half on here, so draining sink and a sink, so loads of cupboards, and of course all of this is storage here on the above the saloon seating as well. One of the things I really like about the 360, although it seems a little bit daft to say it, is that it's really unusual to have a completely separate shower cubicle on a 36-footer. Door to screen it across. Heads is separate. Again, this particular boat's got the electric loo upgrade, so you don't have to try and explain to your guests how to pump the loo. Nice big holding tank behind there. Yeah, really nice loo. And then you've got your guest cabin, so you've got a little drawer underneath the bed, really good sized wardrobe there, and a big bed. It steals quite a lot more than half the width of the boat. So again, 2 meters and 5 long, and arguably probably nearly 2 meters wide as well. So a really good cabin. And one thing you'll notice is that because it doesn't have a cockpit locker on this side, you've got loads more headroom. So it's a really spacious aft cabin. Not somewhere you'd feel bad about putting your guests anyway. Let's have a quick look in this locker. So this is the cockpit locker with all the fenders and the sail and that's the access that you can see up above. So again, tons of space, dehumidifier waiting to be put back on there. Along the theme of upgrades, this one has the 40 horsepower instead of the 30 horsepower, so that's nestled in there. It's got its own dedicated start battery, clean agent fire extinguisher, automatic. Importantly, the 40, not only does it give you a bit more power, but it also upgrades you to the SD60 sail drive, which has much longer service intervals and is a bigger, more robust unit than the SD25 that you get with the standard 30 horsepower. So the 40 is a really neat upgrade. It also becomes packaged with a folding prop, so a 360 is a really nice swift boat, so it's nice to have a folding prop to maximise that. And I think that's about it. I don't think I've missed anything, but if you'd like to know more, if you've got any questions, if you'd like the full specification, or indeed if you'd like to come and see it down at Hamble Point, please get in touch with us. Either give us a call, just look at the hanseyachts.co.uk website, or leave a comment below, and I'll look forward to showing you around. Thank you.